Welcome to another episode of Eyepiece. This is Hayden. This is me.
Hi, Hayden.
Hi.
I'm Martin.
Who am I speaking to?
Martin.
Okay. Hi, Martin.
Hi. Glad you seem so happy to see me.
How was your week, brother?
Not bad. How was yours?
Good. It went by really fast.
Did it?
Feels like. Mostly just because I didn't do much this week, but I mean, I did a couple of things.
That's shameful.
Sorry. I mean, what did you do this week?
I made a cake and I failed.
Failed your Arania Galuski thingy or whatever?
Arani Galuska.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so despite all the sugar I put in it, and the fact that it was made with milk, it was basically like KFC biscuits.
Really?
And the custard, I spent over an hour stirring it, but it was still ruined, so I had to throw it away.
Oh man.
Uh-huh.
That's so weird.
So yeah, it was kind of a failure.
Aw.
My next cake is avocado cake.
That's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's gonna taste okay? I wonder if it's gonna be kind of like a carrot cake. Because I don't really associate avocado with sweet things.
Yeah, it's kind of like a carrot cake, pretty much.
What's all that ruffling you're doing?
I'm reading a magazine as I speak.
Are you looking for articles to share during our topics section?
No, I'm
Because you
yeah.
should, because I don't have anything for the topics section.
Oh, I see. I think I could come up with something.
Okay. I probably could too, but I just didn't write anything down. So, did you end up bringing it to your D&D group, or were you too ashamed?
Yeah, I did actually, but like more than half the people canceled, so I was like, I limited. My shame was limited.
They heard about the cake, so they decided to cancel.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I brought some apricot jam, so we got to dip it, and that made it better.
Nice. So how many people were there?
3.
Okay, including you or besides?
Yeah, including myself.
Oh my gosh.
One person then left, and another person was taken. So we just played the new Smash Bros. Game instead, and it was amazing.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
It's such a fun game.
Is that for the Switch?
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna put it on my Christmas list.
All right.
I'm gonna be like, Mom, give me a Nintendo game, please.
Say in your nerdy pubescent teen voice.
Yeah. So, do you have literally no topic?
Not written down. I haven't talked about my week yet.
Oh yeah, please do.
Basically the only significant thing I did this week was I went to Holland over the weekend. Well, not over. I went to Holland on Saturday.
Holland, Michigan, just to clarify.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. We should clarify because people who aren't from Michigan won't know. There's a city called Holland in Michigan. It is very Dutch. It's known for being very Dutch.
Okay.
But I went with my young adult Bible study to a Christmas concert that was being held by a church at Hope College. So it wasn't by Hope College, but it was at Hope College.
Okay.
And it was okay. It wasn't very like professionally done, and there were a lot of like technical difficulties and like people like messing up during the performance and stuff. So it was kind of.
No.
I mean, it just seemed like a church Christmas concert. You know what I mean? Like it was just kind of amateur. But it was okay. I mean, it wouldn't have been that bad if the guy who invited us hadn't hyped it up so much. Because the guy who invited us was saying that it's like like one of his favorite Christmas concerts, and he goes to it every year, and it's always, feels like Christmas when he goes and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I guess so.
All right. Well,
other than that, we got to explore Holland a little bit and walk up and down one of the streets. We went to New Holland Brewing Company for dinner.
Was it good?
I got wings and a beer. I tried Dragon's Milk for the first time.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Have you had it before?
No.
Oh, it was really good. It's expensive if you try to get it in stores, though.
Okay.
And it was one of those beers that, like, you pay a normal price, but they give it to you in, like, a tiny glass. So I paid a little bit more than I would for a pint, and they gave me, like, 10 ounces. So it's high gravity, but so they give you less. But it tasted so good. I think it was worth the money.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then the people that I carpooled with wanted, because it was my first time being in Holland, they were like, "Oh, you got to see it! Like, you got to see the beaches and stuff." The only problem was it was like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. or so.
Yeah, and it's cold.
And dark and cold. So we drove to the beach, and we parked and got out of the car and walked around using, like, our phones as flashlights.
Oh my goodness, that's such a Michigander thing.
I know. Yeah, I didn't really see anything. They showed me a lighthouse, and I could see the light, but I couldn't see the house, so...
It's nice in the summer, but...
Oh, yeah. Have you been to Holland?
Yeah, I have a couple times.
Yeah. Apparently everyone has. Everybody that I've told it was my first time going to Holland, they were like, "Seriously? You haven't been before?"
What?
I was like, yeah.
These people have, like, never left the state before. So
hey,
Holland is, like,
Canada.
the greatest thing in the world to them. Right? What's that?
I went to Canada. That's something.
Oh, I'm not talking about you, Hayden.
No, I know. That was me. That was my rebuttal to the people.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, these people have, like, never experienced anything greater than Holland. So you, like, tell them that you've never been to Holland before, and they're like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah. It was okay. Honestly, it was basically every other, like, tourist town that I've been to. It was a bit bigger. Like, the streets were bigger. Yeah. I'll give it that. I mean, even when we went to Stratford, it still reminded me of Kalamazoo. But this place was bigger. Like, the streets were.
Have you been to Grand Traverse?
I've been to Traverse City.
Okay. I don't remember which one I've been to. The one I've been to has free citywide Wi-Fi.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Is there a place called Grand Traverse?
Yes, there is, actually.
Oh, I didn't know.
I think I must have been to Traverse City.
Hmm?
I think it must have been Traverse City I went to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been to Traverse City a couple of times. I've been in the summer and I've been in the winter. It was cool both times.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, that's the podcast for this week. Thank you for listening.
No. I mean, that is basically all I did this week.
Okay. All right. Well, my dad has gone to Australia. He's gone for a month.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, he travels a lot, but even for him, this is a really long trip.
Does he have family in Australia? Or?
Yes, we have family in Australia, and he's visiting some old family. So, like, this is probably the last time he'll see some of them.
I see.
Like I said, my dad really travels a lot. Last week, I think it was Wednesday, he left in the morning for Denver. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Okay, if I try really hard, I can be back tonight." and I'm like, "Okay." And then he got back that night. So he took a day trip to Colorado, which was pretty impressive.
Holy cow!
Yeah, he's a professional traveler now.
Wow.
But yeah,
he could become a travel agent.
I don't know if people use travel agents anymore because of
I think they do.
The interwebs.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of like things on the internet that you can't trust, and they try to like suck money out of you.
That's fair.
So travel agents know all of the like deals and places you can trust and places that you can't trust.
Yeah, or places you just shouldn't go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like gang-controlled Honduras or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, yeah, so he's gone for a whole month for Christmas, and it's summer over there, so he's lucky.
Oh, wow. That's a good point.
Yeah, because south of the hemisphere, the seasons are reversed. So, yeah, it's pretty nice and toasty over there. Like, well, I say toasty, but really I mean unbelievably hot. And
have you ever been to Australia?
I haven't, but I know that it gets super hot there and the heat is really dry.
Oh,
my dad wants me to visit. They have a really good work visa program for young people, apparently. So if you really want, Hayden, we can just leave it all and move to Australia.
Just leave everything behind.
Just leave everything. You have to wear a harness down there though, or else you'll fall off the face of the earth and float into the sun.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Everything's upside down in Australia. But anyway, that's why boom weapon. They like break your harness and then you just float off out of the atmosphere.
Wow.
But yeah, he was telling me things are really expensive there. Bananas are 3 times as expensive.
Holy cow!
Like fruit is more expensive, I should say.
But if it's because they don't grow there and they have to get them shipped like overseas.
Well, they do grow bananas there.
Oh.
But I think like the large majority of Australia is like a desert. So I think there's not a lot of good farmland. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So there's one family that owns all the bananas in Australia.
Yeah.
They just have like the monopoly on bananas.
And you can't understand them because their accents are so thick, so nobody's like able to trade with them.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet my old Australian roommate earlier this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He did like this program through Western Michigan where he was like a fitness trainer for the football players.
Oh wow.
So his life was just like going to Western and then coming back and then just like lying down on the floor on his phone for a few hours and then going to bed.
Oh wow.
Because we had like no furniture and it was way too hot to actually sit on any furniture. So he just like lied down on the floor shirtless all the time.
Oh wow. Huh.
That is my some knowledge of Australia.
Sweet. I did take a picture of a page of my devotional, so I could share that if you like.
Okay.
This was from the 5th of December, so quite a while ago, but still. The scripture is Philippians 4:19, which says, "My God will supply every need of yours." And the text, or the devotional says, "The ways of God's providence direct us into the calling and employment that is ordered for us in this world. To have an honest, lawful employment in which you do not dishonor God is no small mercy. If it is suited also to your genius and strength, this is a double mercy. If you have less toil than others and more time for heavenly exercises, ascribe this benefit to the special care of providence for you. How strangely are things wheeled about by providence. David followed the sheep and likely never raised his thoughts to higher things, but God made him the royal shepherd. Some have work, but not enough strength. Others have strength, but no employment. If God blesses your labor and gives you and yours necessary support and comfort in the world, it is a choice providence and should be acknowledged with all thankfulness. If you find yourself scarcely able to provide for the necessities of life, consider, though you have a small portion of the world, If you are godly, he has promised never to forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. Providence has ordered the condition that is really best for your eternal good. If you had more of the world, you might not be able to manage it to your advantage. We are directed to be content with food and clothing, and the little that the righteous has is better than the riches of many wicked. Psalms 37:16. If Providence has so disposed you that you cannot only eat your own bread, but have enough for works of mercy upon others, and all this is brought to pass in a way that you did not expect, let God be honored in this providence. Remember that the success of your callings and earthly employments is by divine blessing and not human diligence alone. Be well satisfied in the station and employment where you have been placed. God is wise and seeks your eternal good. And that was written by John Flavel, or Flavel, or Flavel, whatever, how it's pronounced. Flavel. That just sounds better to me.
All right.
So I guess that's about, like, God directing your employment and what you do for a living and being content with whatever station of life he's given you.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I don't really feel like discontent with where I work. I feel like I'm pretty content with my job, but I am planning on moving on in the future.
Yeah. Maybe you should move to Australia.
I don't know what skills I have to offer them.
You could be a koala caretaker.
Maybe. If it's anything like washing windows and vacuuming,
but with living creatures.
The skills they need.
How about we share our Christmas presents, or what we want for Christmas?
What we want for Christmas?
Yeah, and then we get our viewers to get what we want.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Should that be our topic for this week?
Yeah.
What we want for Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Pulls out a long list.
I hear like an unraveling and a crumpling paper.
I've got it right here. Right, what do you have on your list?
Well, earlier this year when I was in England, I bought a whole bunch of books while I was there, and one of the books I bought was at the British Museum, and it was called Communism: A Very Short Introduction. And it's kind of like a handbook, and it just completely explains communism and the history of it and how it works politically and socially and culturally as well. And they have a ton of books on all sorts of different topics, as well as just like political ideologies. And another book was fascism. So I'm like, oh boy, I want that. So I asked my granny for that, and she said this week that my present has mailed, but she didn't say what it was. But that's also the only thing I asked her for, so I think I know what it is.
Okay.
And I bought my granny some slipper socks, and I mailed them Friday.
Nice.
The postage was very expensive.
Oh wow! Where does she live?
London. She lives in a fairly populous suburb in West London.
I see.
It cost $15 to mail it.
Holy cow!
So yeah, that kind of sucked, but anything for granny.
Yeah.
And I asked my mom for a beard trimming kit.
Ooh.
Because my beard is pretty unruly. And okay, I got to tell you what I had the biggest pain with my dad. Dad, I'm sorry if you're listening. It's kind of funny. He asked me what I'd like for Christmas, and I'd like, well, Dad, I'd like a watch from the Soviet Union. And he's like, I've noticed that your gym clothes are in kind of a bad condition. Wouldn't you like new gym clothes? And I said, not really. And he's like, okay. And then the conversation ended. And so like a few weeks later, he asked me, Martin, what would you like for Christmas? And I'm like, well, Dad, I'd really like a watch from the Soviet Union. And he said, well, I noticed that your gym clothes aren't in great condition. Would you like new gym clothes? And I said, no, Dad. I think he like forgot we had the conversation already. So like later on, I kind of came to him. I'm like, Dad, I'd really like a Soviet watch. And he's like, okay, why don't you? Well, when he was in Colorado, he asked me to email him which watches I wanted. So Hayden, I like looked up the watches and I found some really cool ones.
Nice.
So some of them were just really stylish. Another one was like made for the Antarctic expedition.
Ooh.
And since you can't tell whether it's like morning or evening there, it all kind of looks the same. It has like a 24-hour watch face.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's just, like a dial clock, it's not like digital or anything. And it's got a nice little picture of some mountains. Mm-hmm. But the number one watch I found that I really wanted was to celebrate the launch of the Sputnik satellite.
Oh.
So it had, a standard watch face, but the second hand had like its own little watch face, and it wasn't like a little dial. It was a circular dial, and it had the Sputnik, and the Sputnik was a little hole, and the Sputnik spins around and reveals like the number of seconds past the minute it is.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I'm like, all right, I got to get this one. So I told my dad, and so he sent me an email back. He said, okay, we'll look at it when I get back tonight. I was like, okay, even though I told him which one I wanted. But he got back, and he said, so, Martin, I remembered that there was something else you said you wanted before the watch, so I've decided to get you that instead. And I'm like, what is it? And he said, it's a surprise.
Wait, what do you mean? The gift is in an envelope?
Yeah, the gift's in an envelope. And I asked him,
it's not
like,
what I was
is this
thinking.
the deed to like an estate or something? And he's like, nope.
Started the story. It sounded very likely that your father had just gotten you new workout clothes and was trying to like make an excuse, like, oh, you really want new workout clothes, don't you? Like he had already gotten them, and he was just trying to like.
Yeah, he's like thinking about the workout clothes that are wrapped up in his closet, waiting for me.
But then when you said it that they're in an envelope, I don't know. Maybe he just wrote down. I noticed that your workout clothes have been getting.
Yeah, it's like a gift card for a shop that only sells workout clothes. Yeah, but no, I guess the point of the story is that I like started out worried that he'd gotten me something I didn't want, and then like excited that I get this watch, and now like worried that he also got me something that I like didn't want. Like I'm worried I'm worried I said I wanted something, but I said it like on an impulse. And
okay.
Like the next day I'm like, no, I don't really want that, but I never told Dad I didn't actually want it, and he bought it for me. Like,
oh man,
this one time for my birthday, I got a unicycle because I impulsively asked for a unicycle for my birthday.
Holy cow, really?
And then I never learned how to ride it, so I just got rid of it.
Oh man.
So I'm like worried it's gonna be a result of like a stupid impulse I made.
It's a gift certificate for unicycle lessons.
I don't even own a unicycle anymore.
Oh, what'd you do with your unicycle?
I sold it, man. So that's my Christmas story, Hayden.
Oh, okay.
What did you ask for Christmas?
Well, my Christmas story is that I haven't done any Christmas shopping or any thought towards Christmas yet.
Dude, I already got my granny and my dad a Christmas present. The only reason I haven't gotten my mom a Christmas present is because she hadn't told me what she wants yet.
Yeah. So you guys don't...
You gotta go out there right now and just like grab whatever you see on the shelf before the frenzy begins.
Listening. We'll be back next week. I have to go in the store, grab something off the shelf.
Yeah, about time.
I think I know what I want to get my dad, and I think he's still at work, so I can say it out loud. But I think I want to get him some like gourmet cheeses, like
Ooh.
some kind of special like type of cheese that you don't normally pick up at the store.
I'd be really happy if I got that for Christmas.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome. I love cheese.
I know, me too, and so does he. So I think he would like that. But I don't know what to get anyone else in my family. I don't really know what I want to get either.
So a good gift for women, like women in your family, like your mom or your sister, is if you don't know what to get them a nice card, like a funny one, and get like a nice little gift. I'm trying to think of something, maybe earrings, but at the same time, you also might not know what kind of earrings they would wear.
I don't think any women in my family wear earrings.
Really? Well, that means it would either be a bad gift or a good gift. And then at last, some chocolates.
Ah. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Some like, not like M&Ms or anything, but like chocolates in a box that have like a little piece of cardboard or paper that like says what flavor each one is.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like,
I'm getting really hungry. Okay.
The only thing with that is that we get those boxes during the Christmas season as just snacks to have around the house.
Oh.
So we've already gone through like 2 of those boxes.
Do you guys get like really fat around Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Wait, what'd you? No, I don't know if you.
No, I was gonna say, because you interrupted me. I was gonna say my mom said that she's gonna have to tell my dad to stop getting those.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, my mom's getting pretty fat."
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay.
What do you want for Christmas, Hayden?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Is there anything you'd like me to get you?
I mean, I don't know, like, I feel like socks are always a good gift. I'm just thinking of like things that I need. I'm not a very good like gift person.
Yeah, you're not a very material person, are you?
No. I tend to want to get rid of things more than I want to get things.
Okay.
So I don't know. I feel like I was thinking of something today that I wanted to get. I can't remember what it was. It's probably a book.
It's like some gas for your car.
Yeah, some gas. I think my grandma did actually give me like a gift card for gas one, which was nice.
Some like groceries.
One of my friends on Facebook posted a picture that was like, if my paycheck doesn't come soon or something like that, and these are your Christmas gifts, whatever, and it showed like all these gift bags that were filled with those like instant noodles or whatever. And like somebody commented on that, and they were like, I wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah, Hayden, do you want instant ramen for Christmas?
I'm trying to be low carb, man.
Okay. But
maybe.
You know, I think I can picture you being really happy if I got you food.
I would. I honestly would.
If I got you like a gift card for a pub nearby or something.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
All right, I figured it out. I figured out what you want for Christmas, Hayden.
Yep, I'm a man of simple pleasures. If it's,
I think the noise you made when I told you that really like made me certain.
No, you know what would be the best gift, Martin? It would be if you took me to a pub.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, my last day of work before the new year is Thursday.
Okay.
So I'm going to have a lot of free time.
Ooh.
So I could come to Kalamazoo, actually.
Ooh. Come over for the weekend or something?
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
Or you could come here with Rodney and live with us.
So he's going back home, basically.
Mm-hmm.
For the holidays.
For the holidays, for a couple weeks, and then he's moving to Grand Rapids.
But see, it wouldn't make much sense for us to go together because then one of us would have to come back, and it would.
That's the point. You won't go back. You're moving in with us.
Oh,
you're living here now, Hayden.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if
there's lots of work around here. Lots of jobs.
I kind of have like a life here that I like.
I guess.
Sorry.
No life without me.
That's why you gotta come here.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't really have an excuse now that I've realized that I'm gonna have so much time off.
Yeah, you gotta come here, and then after we hang out, then you and Rodney can just leave together. But in separate cars, I suppose.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd like to come for more than just one night.
But maybe.
We'll figure something out. Anyway, so for Christmas, you want just to eat.
Pub date.
What's that?
Pub date.
Pub date. Ooh, baby. Yeah, that sounds really great, actually.
I think that, I don't know, I feel like that's a good gift for anyone. Is just like, instead of getting them something, like, do something with them. But obviously that's harder to, like, present on Christmas. Like, I'm going to take you fishing.
Have you ever gone fishing before?
I have.
All right. Did you catch anything?
Yeah, a few times. Yep.
I think the last time I went fishing, I was 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my family's not really
not outdoorsy.
Part of that lifestyle. So it was like with a Boy Scout dad.
Oh, okay. Well, I went with some guys from my old church, and I actually did get my dad a gift card to Bass Pro Shop a few years ago, but it wasn't for that much. It was for like maybe like $50 or $60, which I thought was going to be enough for like a fishing rod or something.
Yeah,
but those are quite expensive.
Yeah, they are.
So,
did I tell you over Black Friday, my friend was at Dick's and he impulse bought, I think it was like 300 rounds of ammunition.
Okay. Does he have a gun?
So yeah, he owns a gun. So he bought some other stuff too. So he spent like $500.
Oh my gosh!
It was so funny.
Wow.
So he like told me what he bought, and I'm like, "Whoa, why'd you buy so much?" And he was like, "Well, I was there with my mom, and they saw that they had a deal on." So I'm like, "You impulse bought 300 rounds of ammunition, shotgun shells." So,
wow.
We in this country, we sure do love our firearms.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered owning a firearm, Hayden?
I've never shot a gun.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
I've shot a rifle and a shotgun for Boy Scouts.
Oh, I see.
I'm not really big on it.
I mean, I've shot BB guns.
I think that's more fun, honestly, because you can shoot people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can shoot people with real firearms, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, yeah. Did I ever tell you about Dallas's birthday party that I went to?
No.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So, before he was married, I didn't know any of his friends. Like, Dallas was the only friend that I knew. So I was kind of, shy, and I was like not really hanging out that much because I didn't know anybody.
Okay.
But there were drinks there, and so I was just kind of enjoying some good beer and stuff.
You were lubed up with some whiskey.
No, there wasn't any whiskey. It was
okay.
Like ciders and stout.
Whiskey.
But somebody suggested that one person had a handheld, like a handgun.
Yeah.
Gun. And I think Dallas might have had some like BB gun rifle type things. But somebody suggested that we play like kind of like laser tag, like a not like like a capture the flag type thing.
Yeah.
With the guns.
Yeah, that sounds
and
fun.
I was like, maybe I think I might need a little more to drink before I do that. Because I for one thing I didn't know anybody, and I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get along with these people. But also I'm not much for like physical activities. I'm more the type of person who prefers to just like sit around a campfire and chat and stuff. But I did end up having a little more to drink, and they convinced me to acquire a BB gun. And what we ended up doing, we started out just kind of like splitting up into teams. So there were like 2 teams of us, and we were just.
Yeah.
Apparently, Dallas's parents have like a really large property, and it's all like forests and stuff, and plains. And so we were just running around the property, like hiding behind things and like shooting at each other and stuff. And it was really fun. And we were like trying to sneak up. Like one of the people on my team was like taking it super seriously, and he was like, "All right, everyone be quiet." And he was like making hand motions and stuff, and it was fun. But then what we ended up doing was it was like. But basically what we did was we had like 4 stations in a circle, and the 4 stations were like tarps that we set up so that we couldn't get hit if we were behind them. Okay. So they were like the safe zones. And in the center of the circle was a can of beer. And basically what we had to do was each team would send one person to run into the center and grab the beer, and they had to chug it as quickly as they could, and they couldn't leave. They couldn't move from the center. They had to sit there and drink it right there. They could put it down and run away, but they couldn't leave with the beer.
Oh my goodness.
So what they had to do was finish the whole beer while they were in the center, but while they're in the center, everyone else is allowed to shoot them. So basically it was like we were each, running into the center and like trying to drink it while everyone's shooting at us, and we had to just sit there as long as we could take it. And yeah, it was pretty fun. People got injured and pretty toasty. So
got the good kind of injured.
I think Dallas got hit in the lip twice.
Oh.
So he got pretty puffy lips.
Kid, you'll shoot your eye out.
Exactly.
I went paintballing a few times, and one time I got a paintball right in the nipple.
Oh no! Ouch.
Another time it hit my mouth guards, like the paint splattered all into my mouth. It was really gross.
Yeah, I imagine.
It's not meant to go in your mouth, Hayden. Just let you know.
I'm sure. They should make like flavored paintball though.
it's all like filled with candy and stuff.
Fruity flavors. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna share my portion of the story because it's about rape, and I feel like I didn't write it very well, and I feel like that would just be disrespectful to share it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I understand that.
So I like really don't want to.
Yeah, that's okay. Well,
just share what's continuous from last week, I think.
All right, here we go. So
I have something to share once you're done. Okay, continue.
Okay. Where we left off, they were in a meeting, and August found out that they're stopping in Everard to pick up weapons, even though he thought this was even though he thought it was supposed to be a peaceful diplomatic mission.
Yeah.
And he's pretty freaked out. So this is after the meeting. August walked with Monty onto the main deck. The sun had gone down, and it seemed that most of the crew had gone to bed. August needed to process everything he had just heard in the meeting. He spoke to Monty. "Did you know we were stopping in Everard to pick up weapons?" "I knew we were stopping in Everard, and I guess it's the biggest manufacturer of weapons in the region," Monty replied. "But do you think it's necessary?" "If Gordon thinks it's necessary, then it must be necessary. The ambassador made a good point." "But how is this going to impact our diplomatic relationship with the government? How is this going to impact our message of freedom? Won't we appear as one more nation threatening violence in lieu of submission?" Monty stopped walking. "Look, I don't know about these things. I'm just here to do my job." August paused to collect his thoughts. In the cool evening silence, his stomach full of food, August almost forgot that he was not with his old friend. He put his hands behind his back and chuckled. "Of course, my apologies. It's late. You must be ready to turn in." "Oh, I'm not going to bed. I still have a lot of work to do," Monty responded, taking a few steps forward. August began to follow him slowly. "Oh, do you want me to—" Monty turned around. "August, don't worry. I'm not going to threaten you with a knife for not pitching in. It's okay, go on." August smirked and nodded. "Well, good night." Monty nodded and walked away. August looked out at the sea. A whispering breeze wrapped around him, sending chills down his spine. He decided to head to his room. That's literally all I have.
All right, I liked it.
Okay. So what were you going to say?
I was just going to announce my great success. I completed my 20 books. Wait, did I do that last week?
I don't know if you've even mentioned that on the podcast.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Yeah,
so I finished my 20 books of the year.
So Martin was trying to read 20 books in the year.
Yeah, that was my New Year resolution.
Yeah.
I've now read 20 books. I'm on the 21st now, and I'm probably going to finish this one before the end of the year too.
All right.
It's going really quickly.
What's your 21st book?
It's called Unnecessary Evil, and it's a sequel to another book I read this year called A Rising Man.
Okay.
It takes place in like 1919 and 1920, and it's about an English police officer who moves to Calcutta, which is in India. It's called Kolkata today.
Really?
Yes, and I can explain to you why it's named that in a moment. But anyway, he gets commissioned to Calcutta to become a detective there, and the first book was great. It used this murder mystery of a British official to address the issue of British imperialism in India and how it affected people, and it was done really well. It was really interesting. The mystery itself wasn't actually that good. Oh. But the scene setting was great, and like I said, that theme of imperialism was really good too. And this second one doesn't have that theme, so it's not very interesting so far. Oh. And I think I'm a third of the way done with it now. But it's still well written, at least. Okay. So the reason why it's called Kolkata today is now that India's an independent country, they decided to rename all of the British names to become more Indian. And it's kind of funny because they only sort of rename them to sound Indian from the British names.
Okay.
So Calcutta is now just Kolkata.
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 Huh.
And all sorts of stuff. And apparently my dad's got an Indian friend, and his Indian friend was saying, "It's ridiculous. Nobody even likes it this way. Just keep the names as they were." And all this stuff, and now nobody's all these people are at the train stations, and they have no idea where they're going. Oh. Stuff like that.
Oh man.
Wait, no, that's an exaggeration. That didn't happen. I got my story confused. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's India, I guess. So yeah, that's the book I'm reading right now. I'm really glad I did this New Year resolution. It was great reading all these different books. Oddly enough, the 20th one was the worst one. and the first one was one of the best. But I definitely read some good ones. So it all went downhill. No, it didn't really go like that. Honestly, okay. All of the other ones were good, other than the very last one. And some of them were books I'd started reading previous years, and I just now got to finishing them. If there's a book you enjoy, listeners, please comment it in the comment section below.
Yes. Please do.
Anything else we should talk about?
Not really.
Instead of my story, I could read from this children's history book.
Sure.
About the Celts.
Oh, okay.
The Celts were an ethnic group that the Romans called barbarians. They existed in Roman times. And they lived in France, parts of Spain, and the majority of Great Britain and Ireland. And the Romans were constantly going to war with them because the Romans loved getting land. They were really into it.
Yeah.
So would you like
is this the story? Or did you add that?
This is real.
It says they were really into it?
No. I was paraphrasing.
Oh.
I was paraphrasing military knowledge.
Okay.
Would you like me to read some fun facts about the Celts?
Sure. So wait, you weren't that... Okay. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. I thought you were literally reading from the book right there.
No, that's me just like explaining who the Celts were.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, read it.
All right. The Celts were fierce fighters. Some of the stories about Celt warriors are reported by the Roman historians, so they are usually believed. In fact, the Romans probably exaggerated a bit to make their own soldiers look better when they defeated the Celts. 1. Cu-Chulainn became temporarily insane in battle, going into warp spasm when he was so full of bloodlust that he couldn't tell friend from foe. This strange frenzy can still be observed on soccer pitches today.
On what?
Soccer pitches today.
Soccer pitches? Oh my goodness. At first I thought you said it can be observed in stalker pigeons. And I'm like, what the heck is a stalker pigeon? How is it going crazy with bloodlust?
Yeah, they're really dangerous. You gotta watch out for them. 2. The early Celt warriors fought with no clothes on, except perhaps a gold band around the neck called a torque. They didn't believe in wearing armor. The Celts knew their gods would decide if they were to die that day. All the armor in the world wouldn't protect them. The Romans were protected by armor and underpants. 3. The Celts were very bad losers. If they looked like losing, they killed themselves. This kind act saved their enemies the trouble. In one cheerful Roman statue, a Celtic warrior is shown plunging a sword into his chest with one hand while holding his dead wife in the other. He already killed her to save her from the capture.
Oh my gosh.
4.
This is a book for kids?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This series is called Horrible History.
Okay.
The crafty Celts were great riders and invented a special saddle for fighting. They had no stirrups for their feet, so there had always been a danger of riders falling off. The Celt saddle of the 2nd and 3rd centuries BC had 4 high bumps that could be gripped with the legs. That left one hand free to guide the horse and the other to hold the weapon. In AD 52, an army of 50,000 Romans defeated 250,000 Celt Gauls, led by Vercingetorix. The trouble was the Celts ran wild in battle and fought as individuals. The Romans worked as a team and won. That army was led by Roman Caesar, by the way, and it cemented his conquering of a piece of land the size of Texas. So good job, Caesar. Don't quote me on that. 6. Okay. The Celts liked fighting so much they didn't just fight against enemies; they fought against each other. They also had a bit of fun fighting for other people as far away as Egypt, Greece, and Asia Minor. The Romans were particularly shocked by rebel British leader Boudicca. When her husband died, he left his land to Emperor Nero and his daughters. The emperor wanted it all and had Boudicca and the daughters flogged.
Wow.
Big Bad Boud attacked Roman towns and was especially cruel to women prisoners. They were executed and bits of their bodies were cut off and stuck in their mouths.
Oh my god.
They then had a sharp wooden stake pushed through their bodies and they were hoisted up for everyone to see.
Ugh.
This nasty hobbit became really popular 1400 years later when a certain Count Dracula of Romania used it against his enemies. So Count Dracula is based off of a guy called Vlad the Impaler, who got his name for a fairly obvious reason, I should hope.
Yeah.
And talking about Romania, ... a Celt chieftain's helmet found in Chiumesti, which is in Romania, has a large model bird perched on top. Its wings are spread and are hinged in the middle so they can flap up and down. Historians believe the chieftain would only wear on important occasions, not in battle. It's a bit like Long John Silver having a parrot on his shoulder, only not so messy.
Only not so what?
Messy.
Okay.
9. There is no doubt that the ancient Celts believed that the greatest prize in battle was an enemy's head. They decorated both their saddles and the doors of their houses with heads. They preserved old heads in cedar oil and brought them out every now and again to boast about them. Some boasted that they refused to part with their enemy heads, even though they'd been offered the head's weight in gold.
Wow.
Finally, number 10, the Celts believed that single combat was a good way to show off your bravery and settle an argument. Two heroes would step forward and begin insulting each other. Then they'd start fighting while the soldiers on both sides watched to see that they fought fairly. There you have it.
Cool. Maybe next time you come over we can duel.
Yeah.
Show off our manliness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not. You probably would.
I think we should. Can I kill you? Is that okay?
Would you mind if I just nipped your head off?
They also talk about King Arthur a little bit from the legends.
Oh.
And they and they share some of the weird theories that people have about who he really was.
Okay.
So here's one. Arthur was king of Atlantis. Arthur was an alien who landed on Earth, zapped the Saxons, then went off in his flying saucer.
Okay.
And Arthur sailed west after his last battle and became the first European to discover America, 1,000 years before Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
And that's it. Then they've got like a little drawing of when Christopher Columbus arrived, and the natives that they meet are saying, "How do you do? Charming. Would you like some tea?"
What in the world? So, you were talking about Atlantis.
Yes.
Have you heard of the, I don't know how it's pronounced, Richat structure?
No.
It's spelled R-I-C-H-A-T.
Okay.
This is a geological structure in Africa.
Okay.
It's called the Eye of Africa. But there is, like, speculation, I guess. I don't know if it's actual, like, scientific speculation, but there is speculation from lay people that this might have been the real-life Atlantis.
Ooh.
Just based on the descriptions in the text and the way that this structure looks. It's, like, circular and has, like... I don't know, it's just... I saw a YouTube video on it, and it was, like, really interesting. And
I think I heard of the Eye of Africa, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Atlantis was real. Confirmed by science.
All right. Thank goodness for that. Now we know.
Yep.
Would you like to take a quiz?
Yes.
Living like a Celt?
Okay.
All right. If you hopped on a time machine and were dropped in a Celt settlement, then would you survive? Try this quick quiz.
Probably
Get all
not.
the questions right.
I feel like the time travel would probably kill me instantly.
Oh. Get all the questions right, and you'll fit in well with the Celts. Get one wrong, and they may suspect you are not one of them. You'll end up with something at your throat. If you're lucky, it may be a slave chain. If you're unlucky, it may be a druid's sacrificial knife. All right, number 1. The Celts loved a good party. The wine or beer is passed around. As a special guest, you can drink first. But how should you drink the wine? A. Empty your goblet in one swallow. B. Refuse the drink until the chief has drunk first. Or C. Drink a small sip, then pass the goblet on.
I feel like they would just swallow it in one gulp.
Okay. The correct answer was C.
Dang
You have to drink a small sip and pass the goblet on. 2.
All right.
As the party goes on, a warrior stands up and tells everyone how he bravely fought against 10 Roman soldiers and beat all of them. Everyone looks at you. What do you say? A. Liar, liar, pants on fire. B. You are a brave and noble warrior. I believe you and praise your courage. Or C. Well, that's nothing, mate. I beat 20 Roman soldiers. I had one eye tied behind my back, and I was wearing a blindfold, and the only weapon I had was a sharp fingernail.
I think no matter which one I would say, they would look at me funny, because don't they speak a language other than English?
Oh my gosh.
No, I think I would do the one in the Australian accent.
Alright, yeah, I don't know what that accent was meant to be, but yeah.
It was Australian, sure.
Alright, that's the correct answer.
Yes!
Alright, 3. A wild boar has been roasted for the party. You are offered a trotter to chew on. What do you say? A. Thank you, that is extremely kind of you. B. I hope you've checked this boar for mad pig disease. Anyway, I'm a vegetarian, and I'd prefer a nut cutlet. Or C. I will eat nothing but the best meat. Give me the finest flesh, or you will die, and I'll be roasting you on the fire.
Ooh. I don't know. I think I would say I would accept it politely and enjoy my pig trotter.
Alright, well that's the wrong answer.
Dang it!
4. The tribe explains...
What's the correct answer?
It was getting angry and then threatening to kill the person unless you get the finest part.
I don't understand these people. Like, are they polite and gentle, or are they rough and...
They're rough, man. They're violent people. They keep slaves.
Why would they look at me funny when I swallow the wine in one gulp?
That's a good point, actually.
Because my picture of them, I was picturing them being, like rough, like
heavy drinkers.
Ruffians.
Yeah, like Vikings.
Yeah, like Vikings. Yeah. Oh well. Actually, what I would probably do is I would refuse the wine and be like, "Where's the beer?" But apparently that's not the right answer either. So. Okay, question 4.
The tribe explains that this is the Feast of Beltane. A ceremony is about to take place. 2 large bonfires are lit. The warriors ask if you know what happens next. What do you say? A. I guess we pop Guy Fawkes on top of one fire, then set off the fireworks. B. We take it in turns to plunge a hand into the fire to show our courage. Or C. We drive the cattle between the 2 fires, and this will protect them from disease.
I think I would drive the cattle in between the fire, and while doing so, stick a hand in just as a nod.
Yeah, you have to
like
pick one.
How brave I am.
You can't do both.
All right, fine. The cattle one then.
All right, you're correct.
Yes, but I also stick a hand in just to show off.
That would just be painful. 5. The druid is a kind old bloke in a long hooded robe. He says he has a special drink for a noble guest like you. It is made from the juice of mistletoe. What do you do? A. Drink it. B. Offer to share it with the druid. Or C. Refuse to drink it by making some excuse like you were always taught to say no to a stranger. And they don't come much stranger than a druid.
Yeah. I think I would drink it.
Alright, that is wrong.
Dang it!
Mistletoe is poisonous.
Dang it! I was literally Googling to find out, and it's...
You cheater.
Well, okay, I guess I should have read a little bit further, but I saw this mistletoe kiss cocktail. Apparently it's not actual mistletoe. Mistletoe liquid extract, organic mistletoe.
They gave mistletoe to the people they were going to sacrifice.
Oh.
Alright, the final question, Hayden.
Okay. I've gotten none of these right, have I?
No, you've gotten
I got
2.
1 right. Oh, 2. Okay.
The druid suggests that it would be good to make an offering to the goddess Sutis. She will bless the tribe in the coming battles. You go down to the river. Everyone knows Sulis lives in the water. You are given a fine knife with a gold pattern on the handle. What should you do with it? A. Cut your hand and let a little blood drip into the river. B. Throw the knife into the river as a rich gift. Or C. Throw the knife into the river, but break it first, so Sulis doesn't cut herself.
I feel like I would have to cut my hand.
Wrong, it's C.
Dang it.
All of the correct answers were C, actually.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. Oh, man.
Okay, so to the first one about the drinking, it says the Celts drank small sips, but drank a lot of those small sips until they were very drunk.
Okay.
So in number 2, where you like call out someone for lying, it says warriors took part in boasting contests. No one ever called anyone a liar, but a lot of exaggerating went on, and that was all part of the enjoyment. For the meat one, the bravest warriors expected the best meat. Only a wimp would make do with less. Being given a bone is an insult. Accept it and you're a wimp. Start a fight if necessary to get the best.
Okay.
Yeah, the one about cattle.
Mm-hmm.
The fires represented the warming and life-giving sun, and the druids drove the cattle between the 2 fires to protect them from evil. So there you go. Now you know how to live like a Celt.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to make it that long. They're probably going to put me in a stock.
Yeah, probably sell you into slavery.
Yep.
Would you like that?
Not really.
No? Okay, just wondering.
I think I just won't go back at all.
Oh.
I think I'll just use my time travel machine for other uses.
I would go back and... Oh, I don't know what I'd do. I'd see Jesus.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd be like, hey man, can you explain some things?
You'd be like, hey man, to Jesus?
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Huh.
And he'd be like, isn't that a bit informal? And I'd be like, yeah, but I mean, like, son of man. Or the man. And he'd be like, oh, I got you. Hey, speaking of history and years, did you know that every country, like in the Middle Ages, used to keep track of the year differently?
Yeah, I think some still do, don't they?
And like the worst thing was that I think it was France. They had like the worst system. Every year would start on Easter, so every year would have a different length to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So like some years would have like 2 springs or something.
What?
In 325 CE, the Council of Nicaea established that Easter would be held on the first Sunday after the first full moon occurring on or after the vernal equinox. From that point forward, the Easter date depended on the ecclesiastical approximation of March 21st for the vernal equinox. So they might have gotten their ecclesiastical approximation for March 21st for the vernal equinox might have been incorrect.
Oh.
And maybe that would have done it.
Huh. Well, yeah. So apparently this year it was April 1st. Next year it'll be April 21st.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank goodness we got all that sorted out.
Yes, that was very important. Well, shall we wrap things up then?
I suppose we could.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up. I gotta find my closing... Stop that noise, whatever you're doing.
I'm like tossing a coin between my hands.
Oh.
It's a heavy coin.
Okay. Thank you for listening. Please like if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe if you want to hear more, comment with any questions and ideas to help us out in future episodes, and share this with your friends. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye.